Hey Bullets YouTube channel.
Hurry up, now tell us why you're here.
Most Piston Cup racers have one primary sponsor and will also have the regular sponsors from the Piston Cup. But Chick Hicks has way more sponsors than just Hostile Takeover Bank. He seems to have almost every sponsor on his chassis. And where you see RSN right now, this is just how Chick Hicks looks now. I should have been using this image for the last few seasons, not the one where RSN is covered up. Especially since after he founded his own talk show after his retirement. But a question that many have probably asked is, how did the mean green car, Chick Hicks, get all of these sponsors? Well, despite the fact that Chick Hicks is the mean green car, wrecking many other cars, he is quite a good sales car. But why would he be a good sales car? Well, why else would so many companies agree to sponsor the mean green car? I do have a few ideas on how the mean green car got some of his sales carship done. Well, the mean green car probably said to some of the companies that they did not need to pay him if he got suspended. I mean, the mean green car got suspended 31 times! And you also would notice that aside from Hostile Takeover Bank, most of the sponsors have very little space on Chick's chassis, which means the companies weren't paying him too much. And the mean green car, despite his terrible behavior, was actually a successful racer. He did win 40 Piston Cup races, and when he wasn't suspended, he was always contending for wins. And then we'll go on to finish second. But I think a major factor is Chick's primary sponsor, Hostile Takeover Bank, which is a bank which has done some very mean things to those who didn't listen to them. And I think Chick Hicks leveraged some of the power that his main sponsor has to get some of the other sponsorships. And also, many of the CEOs of Hostile Takeover Bank were very mean cars. And the only car that would race for Hostile Takeover Bank for a long time was Chick Hicks, who had a lot of influence over the company. And through these measures, the mean green car, shown right now during his prime, got a lot of sponsors because he was a good sales car and had a lot of influence with Hostile Takeover Bank. And that's how the mean green car, Chick Hicks, got all of these sponsors that the Piston Cup did not require him to have, and also gave him and his team money to continue racing in the Piston Cup. Why do these companies have to pay the mean green car? And whenever I say this, the mean green car would just laugh at us, like he did in this image in the 2005 LA 200 tiebreaker race. And prior to that race, he seemed to have gotten rid of shiny wax and then put his Kachiga symbol on there instead. And also, it shows that the mean green car is actually a very good business car because he created the Kachiga for his own branding and also has his talk show. So, compared to most Piston Cup racers, the mean green car is actually very good at business. But after the mean green car was ditched by Hostile Takeover Bank after the 2006 Piston Cup season, the mean green car would have to sponsor himself. But why did the other sponsors continue sponsoring him? Probably because of contract-related reasons. And somehow, the Mean Green Car would somehow use his sales car ship to keep all of these sponsors who were sponsoring cars that the Mean Green Car would wreck. And the Mean Green Car made himself his primary sponsor during the later years of his Piston Cup career. And something interesting to also look at is his tires. Not even Lightyear wanted to make tires for Chick Hicks! So, he made his own tires. And I don't think many cars were buying tires from the Mean Green Car. But the Piston Cup did make an exception to let the Mean Green Car race his final seasons with these tires. And he probably used his sales car ship to give Piston Cup officials a good deal to let the Mean Green Car use his own tires in the Piston Cup. And now, you know how the Mean Green Car, Chick Hicks, got so many sponsors on his chassis when he was racing in the Piston Cup. And this is probably one of the primary reasons that Chick Hicks was able to support his team financially for so long in the Piston Cup. With both Hostile Takeover Bank's help and even without their help.
Remember to press the notifications button, which goes ring, ring, ring after you press it. And lightning strikes back, and that's as if you subscribed, of course. And thank you for watching this entire video.
Out of all the Piston Cup racers who could be good at business, why was it the Mean Green Car, Chick Hicks? But as he retired in 2012, he will not be participating in the 14th race of 2016. That video will still be coming out during this year's advent calendar. But unfortunately, the 2022 Russian invasion of Ukraine is still going on. The Ukrainian people just wanted to live in peace and haven't been able to do so in over 1,000 days. And Ukrainians living in Crimea, the Donbass, and the parts of the Kharkiv, Zaporizhia, and Kherson Oblasts currently illegally occupied by Vladimir Putin don't even live in freedom. And many other Ukrainians living in other parts of Ukraine live in fear that their homes will be bombed. But not everything is going for Vladimir Putin, as Ukraine controls parts of Russia's Kursk Oblast, and Vladimir Putin had to call North Korea for help. And the soldiers that North Korea sent don't even seem to want to fight. But every day, it gets harder for Ukraine to win the war because of dwindling resources. We here at the K-Bullets Piston Cup YouTube channel stand with Ukraine in their struggle against Vladimir Putin's tyranny. Slava Ukrainie! Heroyam slava! Nechai Shvitsya Daroratsya! Ukrainie permoha! Glory to Ukraine! Glory to the heroes! May Ukraine be granted victory very soon.